you now into now and future.
Over the symphony, I had an epiphany. I remember vividly what the streets did to me. No exaggeration, no imagination. I cannot confess everything I recollect.
Hello everyone, Nina Riley, entertainment lawyer, civil rights attorney from Los Angeles, California. What am I reading here? My favorite, the Cecil wig, aka the toilet paper, which some of you already know how I really feel about that paper. Maybe they'll write something interesting tomorrow after they hear this. You do know that I represent Eric Young, rapper Trig from Cecil County, Maryland, and you know he's incarcerated in the Cecil County Detention Center. You also know that he's not supposed to be there, and when I'm done with you today, you'll also know why no one, and I mean no one, should be there. Here's what I know for a fact that's going on in there. And how do I know? I know because I got answers to my letters. They can say it better than I can. I was forced to sleep in an overcrowded cell for 5 or more days at a time on a mat on the floor due to no bunks or boats granted in booking. While under these conditions, we weren't allowed running toilet water, causing us to have to sleep and eat literally in our own bathroom and having to tolerate the constant smell and presence of our own waste. Also, I was strip searched repeatedly. I was also denied Islamic services on the prescribed Fridays due to the institution's personal Christian and Baptist beliefs. I've been denied any natural sunlight, as well as nutritional fruits and vegetables, causing me untreated intestinal issues. I was also forced to work without pay. The medical department refuses to allow me to receive the non-narcotic medications prescribed to me by my personal doctor. I'm forced to take their generic and potentially experimental drugs. I've also been denied access to all of the available good time credits or opportunities, causing me to remain incarcerated longer than I should be, just so they can reap the benefits of my body being within the institution. They had us packed, 20 people, sleeping on thin mats that felt as if we were on the floor. No running water. No running water! For Americans. While allowed only 1 shower in 6 days. I guess they finally found some running water. The law library is outdated. As a Muslim, we are prevented at times from praying in congregation, nor are we allotted services on Fridays, nor are we provided adequate sustenance during the month of Ramadan. There's sentenced and unsentenced inmates housed together. There's no outside recreation, only indoors. My mail is often delayed by a full month. And anyone who works, it goes only towards time off and not money. That is simple malice, ill will, purposeful misconduct with no reason or excuse. No, it's just plain wrong. Torturous. A gross and reckless disregard for human life. Clearly negligent. That's against the law. That's not allowed. Not here in America. Or how about this? You know what else is not allowed? A blatant disregard for the judicial process due to racial discrimination and bias. That's not allowed. My client, Eric Young, and I'm only using him as an example, he's not the only one. He's not alone in that detention center. He's not alone in that county, in that state, and he's not alone in this country. Mr. Young had a trial for assault. Why? As you recall, it was because when he dared to stop his car and get out because someone threw something at the car. Turned out not only was this guy, Mr. Fitzsimmons, throwing tree branches at the car, that this guy just also so happened to be a white racist. Now, if you're black and you drive down his street, like he owns the street, you'll hear this.
Go away. Boy, leave. Boy, boy, leave. Go away.
Imagine that. A racist white man hiding out in Cecil County, Maryland, in plain sight. Who would have thought? I wonder if there's any others. Oh, how about the upstanding, legal mail reading, cease and desist letter sending, Facebook page removing, state's attorney, Mr. Stephen Trossel. How does this sound to you in Mr. Trossel's own words?
This is race baiting. We're trying to get you to nullify it. Don't. Is it?
Does that sound like the words of someone who doesn't have a racist bone in his body? How about telling the truth? How about the truth that you're a racist and you hope all black people go to jail and you don't care? Oh, how about this? Poor Mr. Weak Bible reading, Mr. Fitzsimmons. How about in his own words? You wonder if he's really a racist?
Go away. Boy, leave. Boy, boy, leave. Go away. There was a white girl with him.
Nothing I really need to say, is there? This man who held down Eric Young so that he couldn't breathe as he's trying to escape the chokehold.
I'm holding down in a constraining move.
And the whole courtroom has to listen to that. The whole courtroom. And Mr. Young has to sit there and listen to the whole thing again. No judges say anything. Attorneys, nobody blinks an eye. Everyone in there, sitting there, as if that's okay. As if that doesn't go, those words, as if those very words don't go to the very core of racism. Of a white man's hatred for a black man. As if those words mean anything except exactly what any Mr. Fitzsimmons means them to say. And that's supposed to be American? And that's what the jury believes? No, I pose they just looked at him and thought, oh, he's white. He's right. Oh, and that guy over there, he's black. So obviously he's a troublemaker. Obviously he drives too fast. Oh, and he has issues if someone throws something at his car. Oh, and don't forget the worst sin of all. DWWW. Driving with a white woman.
There was a white girl with him.
Don't forget that. We don't do that around here. Let the record reflect, public, that that man is a racist. Let the record reflect, public, that Cecil County thinks it's perfectly acceptable to say, to think, to almost get away with murder. And why do we think it's okay? It's not okay. It's not okay to be a racist. It's not okay to throw trees and tree branches at people's cars if you think they're going too fast. It's just not okay. It's not okay to brutally hold down a man in a chokehold and call the police on him because he's a black man driving too fast or DWWW.
There was a white girl with him.
For example, if someone throws a tree branch at your car while you are inside of it driving, that is an assault. And here's what else an assault is: a chokehold. Those are definitely assault actions. And I don't really much care what name or title you give it. Chokehold, bear hug, restraint hold, condition hold, or some other baloney, whatever anyone calls it, it's attempted murder is what it is. And this man, this privileged white man, gets to call the police and maintain some egregious lie about what happened because a black man, a boy, to him, drove too fast. And you provoked that man to the very core of his being, calling him boy, calling him N-word. Get in your car and get out of here. Get in your car and leave. You get to take that man you tried to kill to trial? Then you're in a jury room with 2 federal FBI agents. Then, through the whole trial, you call this black man boy. And then the all-white jury gets to return a guilty verdict. Answer me this, public. Is it okay to automatically exclude the one black man that's in that jury pool as a potential juror simply because he says that he can tell from the beginning that this black man on trial is not about to get a fair trial? And the judge gets rid of you for cause. Let the record show. This juror is removed for cause. For what? Being black? For what? Telling the truth? How in the world is that a fair trial? What's fair about that? That's not America. That's not why we have this great country. That's not why we have a fair and balanced judicial system. That's not why Lady Justice wears a blindfold. Then, we take these unfairly arrested, mistrialed, mistreated, disproportionately black and brown young men in the prime of their lives, or the young women with children and families, we throw them into a place where any vestige of dignity or humanity that they may have wanted to hold on to as they are torn from their families, their jobs, their schools, their lives, stripped away from them. But a human, a living, breathing, human person who gets locked up in jail or prison for, say, drugs or simple assault. Or even if you robbed all the banks in America and killed all the kittens and all the Sunday school teachers and their grandmothers, for God's sake, you still are allowed to be treated as a human being. Doesn't give someone else the right to treat you with less respect than we would treat a chicken. In Cecil County Detention Center, they treat human beings worse than they would chickens. Seriously. No sunlight. No fruit. No religious worship. No, stop. Don't even listen to me. What do I know? I'm a white lawyer in Los Angeles, California. I've never been locked up. I don't have a clue what that feels like. I have no idea. I don't know what it really feels like at night, listening to grown men cry because someone they know died out here and they're locked in there. Aaron Jarvis. Between November 2013 through February 2018, I've been incarcerated in CCDC off and on roughly every other year. While being incarcerated here, I have experienced a total lack of sunlight and fresh air, a lack of essential vitamins through fruit. In 2011, when the rest of the jail was under construction, I was illegally housed on a boat on Yellow Tier Gym with roughly 40 other inmates. I experienced legal law discrimination in 2015 when I was attempting to research my case in the law library. Every time I've been here, I've been housed with sentenced inmates while being unsentenced. I've been forced and am currently being forced to work without monetary payment. While I was housed in this jail, I was assaulted by a corrections officer here. He pepper foamed me in the face while I was getting up. Someone tell me what good these cages are doing. Someone tell me what they do aside from lining some rich guy's fat already pockets. Why do we let people make money from treating other people as if they have no rights? This is America. What are we doing? What is the purpose? Why? There is no good reason. Forget about me. Forget about what I don't know about, because these guys know. They do understand. And that's why they write. And that's why they wrote that. And you tell me, these prisoners, these actual humans, these people, tell me why they don't have the right to sunlight when a chicken does. Tell me these grown men, human beings, can't have a banana. And we're worried about whether that chicken got some organic bird seed to eat, or did that cow get to eat unpesticide grass? What is wrong with us? What is going on? This is the year 2018. Slavery is abolished. We have a United States Constitution that guarantees the right to freedom, guarantees that we don't have to be treated like slaves, that we don't have to be deprived of our fundamental civil rights and liberties, even if we are on punishment, but in actuality, that it's not right anywhere. It's not in any constitution anywhere in this country where any human being has the right to put another human being in a cage. That is not a right that's been afforded to us as American citizens. We're so worried about other countries, how they treat their prisoners or how they treat our prisoners. And look at us here in our Main Street, in our America. Look how disgusting we are. Look how pathetic we are. How cruel. How we let others prosper by committing acts of cruel and unusual punishment on young men and women. How we'll keep an elderly dying man in a cage, or a sick and dying person, or a pregnant woman, or a grandmother locked in a cage. For what? For no good reason. There's no excuse for this anymore. This has to stop. We have to hold the people that are doing this accountable. Stop closing your eyes to it, public. Stop thinking there's some reason that makes it okay. There's no reason. And you wonder why kids get guns and shoot up schools, or why entire neighborhoods cannot depend on the police, in fact, fear for their lives from them and that blue wall, and why people can't trust the court system to do right, can't trust judges to follow the law, why we can't expect them to refrain from bullying and intimidating people just because they don't have the money for a fancy private attorney, or they don't know the law, or they don't understand their rights, or that they have a right not to incriminate themselves, or not to let the police in their car or in their homes, or that, for God's sake, no one can tell while you drive by whether your license is suspended or not. Stop. with the pretextual stops. Stop with the planting of drugs and evidence. Stop with the unreasonable searches and seizures. Stop with the jury misconduct. Stop with painting every single black man in a car as an escaped felon trying to drive away. Stop it. And you guys, you free people, stop letting everyone get away with it. Stop thinking there's a reason to put a human in a cage. There's not. What if America was what it is supposed to be? What if Americans did what we're supposed to do? What if we acted as real Americans? What if we protected our civil liberties and those of others at all costs? What if we refused to let anyone enslave our fellow Americans anywhere, in any way? What if we meant what we said when we looked up at that American flag and put our hand on our heart and pledged our allegiance to that flag, to the United States of America, the United States, not the black states and then the brown states and then the white states and then the rich states and the poor states and the big states and the small states, the United States. What if we really did that? If we really did that, we could be the best country in the world. No one could stop us. No one could fight us. No one could scare us. No one could intimidate us, because we would be united. We would be the best country. We would be the greatest country. We would be great again, and we would be unstoppable. We should be embarrassed to be throwing people in cages, and we should be insulted that we do it to people based upon the color of their skin. The gall of these establishments to continue after all that's been done, after all the people that have suffered and died and prayed and fought for our freedoms. The gall of these establishments to continue to suppress and oppress and repress our impoverished and our indigent peoples simply because they refuse to submit. Refuse to submit to the devastating and strangling chokehold of discrimination and racism. I thought we were making America great again. And yet, some of us are. Some of us still believe in equality. Some of us still believe in liberty and justice for all. Some of us still believe in our inalienable rights to be free, to be treated with equal dignity. Some of us still believe in liberty. Who will help us? Who will help us fight for a true America? A real America, a great America? Who will be a real American, a true American, a great American? If not us, then who? If not now, then when? It's us, and it's now.
Damn jury when this goddamn piss. Hold your head, baby boy, I know I got your kids. It just kill me watching them dropping them goddamn tears. Why they get my nigga all them goddamn years? Goddamn jury when this goddamn piss. Hold your head, baby boy, I know I got your kids. It just kill me watching them dropping them goddamn tears.
Why they give my nigga all these goddamn years? Fuck the judge, fuck the jury, and you goddamn pissed. They hit my brother up, he is only supposed to do a year. Then he got another charge, shit they added 5 years. He never met his son, his baby mama is a...
Until we meet again, my